No, just down the left-hand corner, it's not a part of this, I just wanted to make a point. Because this was, for me, part of what I call a goal. So, in that bottom left-hand corner, if you are, and I don't want to show of hands, I don't want no acknowledgement in any way, if you're an executive director, but today, you are at manager. Did you write executive director there? If you're a global, and you're at national director today, did you write global? If you're at a senior health coach, did you write a senior health coach, or did you say I had 2 clients? That's part of the goal. That's a part of getting out all those lies. And for those of you who love that word goal, that's great, because that just says you've got over all those lies. And you can effectively use that word in its correct way, which for me I couldn't. So now, let's really use that structural tension chart, and in that box, what I'd like for you to write in really nice and big is, in your organization, how many clients was helped at the end of last month? If you don't know, I know you can come pretty close. Write that number of how many people in your organization were helped at the end of last month. Everyone have that number? I'm assuming that's a yes?
Yes.
Great. So now, at the top, because see, what I'm doing here for you guys today, I'm not going to go through line by line and have you understand, this is how you fill this thing out. What I really want to do, and my goal is to have you understand more of the meaning and the purpose of what the structural tension is all about. Because if you're like me, and I know I am, it never worked for me in the beginning. Because I had all these issues. And these same issues is what I want to disclose to you, so you don't have those same issues too. So we all have that number in that bottom box. In the top box, I would like for you to write that number of the amount of clients in your organization that you want to help in the next 6 months. So in 6 months from now, this is what that number should look like. Okay. So now I want you to turn to page C, the last page. And now I want to create a zinger. Now, what I want you to do now is set everything about Take Shape Life aside. And in your mind's eye, I don't want it to be about Take Shape Life. This is about you now personally. In your personal life, at the top, I want you to put something that you really, really, really want. You really want it. Is it that vacation? Is it that object, that car? Is it that thing that, my goodness, if I only had that? What is that one thing? You personally, not Take Shape for Life, you personally. Do we have that?
Kelly, what's the time frame for that?
Pause for a moment, Kelly. That's when they're thinking of big zinger, they're pausing, they're trying to wrap their head around the big zinger.
Yeah, exactly right. What was that question?
What's the time frame? Is this like?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Oh.
It's just the one thing that you really, really want.
And it doesn't have to be tangible.
No. It's just the one thing that you really, really, really want. That's kind of a tough question, isn't it? It's harder than you think. Isn't it amazing that we take our goals and we make our goals only to what our limitations are? But truly, what it is that you really, really want. I can tell you, I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I know that feeling that you have now, I had it myself. And I actually sat in the living room with Dave and Terry. It was just the three of us. And the question was posed to me, what is it that you really want? And you know what I wanted? My goodness, I wanted some time. And I wanted a little bit more income so I could rent airplanes to fly. That's what I wanted. And then what came back was, well, what would it be like if you owned your own airplane? Okay, well, see, that was so far out of the equation, I didn't even know how to think that way. I want you to think that way today, right now. That's how I want you to think. That one thing. And once you have that up there, I would like then for you in that bottom box, I would like for you to write exactly, remember this is a zinger, you don't have to lie, no one's going to see it. Not even your spouse, not your friend, no one can see it, only you. So put in that bottom box exactly where you are today in relation to that big zinger. Because while you're thinking about doing that, you're going to be determined that this is the goal, this is the thing that's going to have me really excited. But let me tell you, determination will never get you the win. It will never happen. But focused determination will. And that's what the structural tension chart will do for you. It will have you be your best when your best is needed. So I'm going to trust that we have that now on the top and the bottom, correct? So what I want to do is I want to show you what kind of like that, what that looks like. So if we can just imagine for just a second, imagine this is a rubber band just because it kind of is. And I'm going to put this around my waist, kind of like this. And I just made that decision, just kind of like what you guys just wrote down right there. And so I'm right here. I made that decision that, my goodness, this is exactly what I want. And then when you put at the bottom exactly where you are today, did you feel this get tighter? Did you feel the tension that that was creating? If you didn't feel that tension, you're creating a goal. This isn't a zinger for you. If you have this tension, it's going to naturally want to pull you to what it is that you put at the top. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. This tension right here, think about this. How does this feel versus what you put on the first page? Does it feel the same? Or does it feel like, yeah, that's not really important to me? Can you see the difference there? Because I really want you to get that. Because if you don't get that, structural tension will not work for you, as it did for me for a long time. So, that actually kind of reminds me of a story. I'm going to share a story really quick. Around structural tension, one of my health coaches actually does that, and I know that there's two sides to every story, and she's not here, so here's the truth. What happened is the structural tension chart was used as a to-do list and not as action steps. And it's really action steps. So if you have an action step, and then the next 10 things is about to do, it's over. Because how far are you going to get? Just here? And that's it. Okay? So I'm going to share with you one of my zingers that I did. So last fall,